But Jordan, only the top singer. Jordan, the only top. Oh my God. Okay, let me try this again.
I believe in you.
Welcome to another episode of History of Popcorn. We are your host. I'm Elijah.
I'm Justin.
And we are going to give you some very interesting news that we think is interesting anyway, because of the people that are involved with them, their concepts, their kind of original concepts. I'm interested in it. But it goes all over the place. First off, how have you been, Justin? How was your week?
It was good. I just worked a lot like usual. But next week I am going to be in the old Las Vegas visiting you mofos.
Yeah.
Oregon is great.
Oregon is going to be what it is.
I just need to get out of here for a bit. But other than that, everything's been fine.
Awesome.
Everything's pretty much back in motion over here.
Yeah, it seems that way. A lot of things are back up. Like your movie theaters are open, our movie theaters are open. Like most.
Yeah, but I found out my movie theater, it's only open Fridays and Saturdays and Sundays.
Really?
Every other. Yeah, and it sucks because I don't work Monday or Tuesday.
Yeah, oh man.
So I was very upset about
that. That'll probably be temporary, right? It'll probably just be like there's gonna see.
I hope so.
First, yeah.
Yeah, I hope so, because I think that's pretty silly. Because I liked going to the theater like midweek because it's not too crazy or whatever. I know regardless it's not going to be crazy at all right now, but
Yeah. I mean, I feel like it reminds me of like the old days where it's like, oh, it's the weekend, movies, so it's open. I mean, it's just like that again. It's a whole experience now to go back to the theaters.
But I guess my theater, it's majorly doing Kong versus Godzilla.
Oh, of course.
Like
that's the movie that's gonna save cinema.
It's supposedly, I was actually just looking at that, like it's already like with China and with America, just global shit regardless, it made 123 million.
Yeah,
it's already going towards the $200 million mark. So that's
mostly
big numbers.
That's mostly overseas though, which is still awesome for just box office and like cinema. But in America, it might not get that high at all. But
no,
that's because
in America it was only like 9.8 million or something like that.
Yeah, but it's I think that's why they came out on a Wednesday and they gave it a long weekend to let it really gather up and really show people that it's gonna like theaters are taking their safety seriously and like all this stuff. So
yeah, dude, I saw Godzilla versus Kong at my first place that I worked at. I was just got off work and they were like, hey, we're gonna be watching Godzilla versus Kong if you want to come by. I was like, yeah, fuck it. And I went by and I watched it, and like the last maybe 20 minutes, it's like the last fight. I called out everything that was gonna happen. I was like, and everyone was like, "Shut up, stop talking." And I was like, "I'm gonna go outside and smoke. You guys let me know." And they all come outside and they're like, "You saw the movie." I was like, "I didn't." It's just obvious. It's obvious it was gonna happen.
I thought it was gonna go a specific way. Spoiler alert for King Kong right now. Yeah. I thought that King Kong was gonna like sacrifice himself like Batman Rises style, where he's gonna like take Mechagodzilla out into the wild or jump down into the hollow earth and he like explodes. And the hollow earth caves in and you never see him again. And it's like, did he survive? And then you find out that he's just king of the hollow earth and Godzilla's king of the...
Oh, that would have been better than what we got. One part I like really did love was when they have Kong go back home and he finds that axe and he just sits there. That's just that shot of him like on this throne.
He's like, he's just sitting there. He's like, maybe I won't help the humans. This is sweet.
Yeah.
I'm comfy here.
Like, that's the one thing I don't want to keep going on about this movie, but like everyone, like there's one guy that I work with named Jerry who's like really into movies too, but he's into like the big spectacle movies. He was like, hey, at least this one didn't have annoying human parts. And I was like, did we watch the same fucking movie? Because there were so many.
This was the biggest movie that had that the humans were the least necessary thing. Like the only humans they needed were the ones that went to Hollow Earth. That's it. They didn't need any other character. They brought in Kyle Chandler or whatever, the Millie Bobby Brown's dad, because he was in
For
Godzilla.
for 3
Just
minutes.
the familiar face. He didn't do absolutely anything.
All right. Sorry, I had to get that.
Yeah.
Get that
What
off
is it?
my
Godzilla
chest.
versus Kong? Is that how is that what it is? I keep calling it Kong
Yeah.
versus Godzilla because I'm a Kong stan.
I think it sounds better. I think it sounds better as Kong versus Godzilla, but Godzilla versus Kong sounds cool too.
Oh yeah, that's on HBO Max. People can watch it. Let's get into the news, Justin.
No, let's do it.
There's this movie coming out called Lost City of D. Did you look at this? This one has. I think there's going to be a play on words of this, but it stars Sandra Bullock as a recluse author who, while on book tour with her book model, played by Channing Tatum, gets kidnapped by an evil treasure hunter, played by Danielle Radcliffe, and learns that the fictional city she has written about in her novels is real. She's forced to team up with the novel's cover model, played by Tatum, and is swept into a cutthroat jungle adventure that proves to be stranger than fiction.
Sounds classic.
It
sounds
sounds
like a classic 80s movie.
Yeah.
It sounds like Romancing the Stone.
That's what I was thinking too. But I'm like, Sandra Bullock doing it kind of reminded me with a blend of like The Proposal or something with some. But I never saw Romancing the Stone. That's why.
Oh no, you would love Romancing the Stone.
I've seen that cover a lot where he's swinging through the trees.
Yeah, Michael Douglas and Kathleen Turner, I think it is. That's funny you said The Proposal though, because I read that originally Ryan Reynolds was supposed to be the Channing Tatum part.
Oh, I could see that. That would have been fun. That would have been a fun.
Yeah, and it was because they were trying to do like a reunion, but in a different way.
That would have worked.
Channing Tatum and oh yeah, but I think Tatum and Bullock and Radcliffe as a villain, I think is perfect because Radcliffe played the villain in the sequel. Now You See Me.
Yeah,
that was such a missed opportunity because he was the best part in that.
Yeah,
like his conniving ways, I thought was no, he was pretty great in that, but the movie itself was pretty bad. But this sounds like classic 80s shit, and I'm curious and I'm just so glad that they went with someone like Channing Tatum and not someone like fucking Dwayne Johnson. Yeah. So I'm very curious about this. This is like one of the only ones that I really looked up because I was like, Lost City of D. What is this?
Yeah, it's a romantic comedy adventure, but I think it's so funny that's called Lost City of D. That's definitely a play on words, right?
Oh yeah. Oh, 100%. 100%.
Because it's a romance novel. It's like it might be like those over the top novels.
It's mostly bored housewives who are in search for that Lost City of D.
Have you heard of these directors, Aaron and Adam Nee? They did Band of Robbers that I think it was Huckleberry Finn movie.
Oh, yes. I like that one.
Modern
I like
telling.
that one a lot.
I'm excited. Yeah, I like them too. But the writers are a little weird. They have Dana Fox, who did Cruella, Isn't It Romantic? And Oren Uziel, who did 22 Jump Street and Cloverfield Paradox. So it's like it can go.
Yeah. Yeah, no, quite literally, because both those, like, I liked Isn't It Romantic by Dana Fox, but I'm not interested in Cruella.
Yeah.
And then the other one, I love the 21 Jump Street movies, but Cloverfield Paradox is
exactly.
Yeah, so this could go both ways, but I really do like those directors. Those directors are I mean, like, that's the only movie that they've done, right? It's Band of Brothers.
That was their biggest one, I believe, even though that was tiny.
Yeah. Very, very tiny. It was so funny.
Grubler, I think his name's. He's in it.
Yeah.
It's a Mark Twain story and a modern take of it.
Yeah, it's Huckleberry Finn and Tom Sawyer in modern day.
It's really cool.
They're trying to rob banks and shit. It reminds me of Bottle Rocket. I feel like Bottle Rocket by Wes Anderson. That's pretty great. But this can be really funny.
And Sandra Bullock's producing it, so I trust her. She's very picky now. I mean, she did Bird Box. I kind of like Bird Box, but she does movies that mean something to her, which is a good position to be in as a career.
Yeah, the only movie that I've seen of hers where it was like really, really awful was All About Steve. Yeah,
that one. She accepted the Razzie for that, so she's a good part.
Yeah, no, that's the only thing though. Everything else she's ever done, like, I love Miss Congeniality. The second one is okay. Like, it's not anything fantastic, but I think that Sandra Bullock's one of those actresses that she really knows how to choose her projects.
She said she wasn't going to do sequels anymore too, which is an interesting choice.
That's probably
because they were trying to do the Heat sequel, and she's like, no, I'm not doing sequels anymore with Melissa McCarthy and her.
Whoa.
I forgot what movie it was that made her not want to do sequels. It wasn't Speed 2 because she came out with Miss Congeniality 2 after that.
It was probably Miss Congeniality 2.
Maybe. I thought that was good though.
So interesting. You want to hear something interesting?
Mhm.
Sandra Bullock was a main executive producer for George Lopez, the show.
Isn't that how she started?
No.
I thought it was
she,
how she. It's like when
no,
she was
no, no.
coming up.
She wasn't even in the show. Like
No,
she
she
was
wasn't in
just
it, but she started as a producer for that. What year was that?
that was 2002.
Oh, and then she's acting in the 90s.
Yeah,
That's interesting.
that is interesting.
The
It's
more you
very, very
know.
interesting. So she doesn't do sequels to her movies anymore, but she's still in plenty of sequels like Minions and Ocean's 8.
Oh yeah.
But honestly, like Ocean's 8 was like the one time where I was like, you know what? Like I think Sandra Bullock is a kind of a like I just love her. Like
Yeah.
I thought like Ocean's 8 shocked me. Ocean's 8, I was like, we do not need this,
Yeah.
especially after the female Ghostbusters taste in my mouth.
It was right after.
But that one's really good though. The way that they did
I agree.
the way that they did the reboot.
I
Really
enjoyed
good.
it. I like how it's in universe too. Lost City of D is supposed to come out April 15th of next year. So they're supposed to be shooting it this summer. They announced the release date when they announced the project. So it was one of those things.
That's always a weird sign.
Yeah.
I hate it when studios do that because you know they're not going to meet that deadline. Especially
Sometimes they do, and if they do,
sometimes
it's
they
usually
do.
not worth it. It's like, you can tell this is rushed because when there's a deadline, you can see the deadline sometimes. Most times in the movie.
Yeah, it's definitely smells like the studio just wants to churn out something, and like they want to fill some space. It's like, oh, this is a perfect movie to fill in the April. But April's not a bad time of the year though. It would be different if it was like set in like January or
a dump.
February.
It's not a dump.
Yeah.
So
who knows?
Yeah, let's get to the next one. This one is interesting. It's a smaller film. There's not much about it. I'm just interested because of the person who's making their debut. It's a directorial debut. For a full-length feature film. His name, Randall Park, from that one episode of The Office and Fresh Off the Boat.
That one episode of The Office.
That's one of the most famous. He was in The Interview. He's making his directorial debut with an adaptation of a graphic novel called Shortcomings. It's from 2007, and it follows Ben, a young Asian American who lives in the Bay Area with his politically active girlfriend, Miko. Ben is uninterested in the Asian American culture and begins to have an interest in Caucasian women. Miko interprets as rejection to both her heritage and of herself. She moves to New York, leaving Ben behind. That's when Ben disastrously attempts to pursue a new type of woman he feels he really wants. I mean, it sounds like a movie that based on the premise, it sounds like a personal project of culture, which is really cool. But I looked at the graphic novel and I love the art. I think it's just plain and it's kind of just like all like cool. I like the art of it, and I'm interested in what Randall Park's vision is going to be when adapting graphic novels, because this isn't like a huge action-packed like graphic novel you would think like Zack Snyder would do or something. This is just like this is a personal story to someone who wrote it.
No, I'm curious about it too. I mean, like he was the writer and producer of that Netflix. I'm trying to remember. Always Be My Maybe.
I actually really liked that movie more than I thought it would.
I did too. Yeah, no, I was pretty shocked how much I liked it. So just knowing about that, like how he, he really does like to be personal whenever he's writing.
Yeah.
Or producing or
doing something. Yeah, because he did direct something. He directed the very last episode of the show he was on, Fresh Off the Boat. He only did the last episode he directed. So
dude, Fresh Off the Boat, man. My buddy, when I was working in this kitchen, my buddy Cody, and he would watch that show all the time, and he was like, "Dude, this is exactly how it would be."
Yeah, I loved it.
He would say it every episode. He would be like flipping a burger, and he'd be like, "Oh my god, did you just hear that, dude? That's exactly how it is."
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I love that. I love because that show's hilarious. The author of this graphic novel is Adrian Tomine, I believe his name is. He wrote the graphic novel in 2007. He's coming back to write the script for this, which is good. He was afraid, he was skeptical for a long time about adapting this when studios wanted him to adapt it because of how it would translate to modern times. But he's happy with the process that Randall Park was doing with making it modern.
Yeah, the artwork is very Daniel Klaus, which is good. I love that kind of art style. I'm probably gonna buy this.
Yeah, I want to read it. I want to buy it. it was 2007, and I'm definitely gonna order it and try to read it.
Oh, these are my favorite kinds of graphic novels and just comics in general. Fair.
So I'm excited for this movie. There's not a release date or anything, and I'm excited
we
that
know,
Randall Park is making a directorial debut. What's up?
Do we know if he's starring in it or if he's just directing?
It's about a teenager. I'm assuming he'll play the dad or something if he is in it, but I would like to see him not in it actually.
Yeah, no,
he'll probably be a minor part. Yeah, he'll probably be in it.
I agree.
Upcoming star. I love when actors that I like make that step into directing.
Oh yeah.
What's your favorite horror movie, Justin?
Favorite horror
is it
movie?
like a classic horror film, like older?
Yeah, it's probably Scream.
Oh, okay.
Scream. Yeah, Scream is probably the.
What about it like modern, like post 2010?
Cabin in the Woods is pretty good. Don't Breathe.
Don't Breathe is good. I hope
Don't Breathe is really good, even though there's so many flaws in it. Like it's just such a.
Well, don't poke holes.
Yeah, it's so fun. Like I think that movie's a lot of fun. And I remember when I first saw it in the theater, I literally couldn't.
I wish I saw it in theaters. I didn't. I saw it later after all the hype.
It was like one of those last decisions. I didn't want to see it, and my buddy was like, "Dude, we should. Who cares?"
Oh, and Dylan Minette's going to be in the new Scream or whatever. He's in Don't Breathe. This next film is a horror film. It's from Scott Derrickson, who did Sinister. Have you seen that?
Yeah.
Did you like it?
Yeah.
I love it. That's one of the scariest movies I've ever seen. It's that and
really
and The Haunting in Connecticut. Those are the three scariest films I've ever seen.
It's pretty Sinister's pretty scary.
Yeah.
I know it is pretty scary.
This next film is the same guy who wrote it with him. His name's C. Robert Cargill. They both did Doctor Strange as well. And which is interesting. And they were going to do Doctor Strange too, but they got canned. They were like, no, you're going to get off because we're going to do something else. And they hired Sam Raimi to take over for Doctor Strange too. So we'll see how that goes. But they decided to do this movie instead after they got kicked off the big studio of Marvel. It's called The Black Phone, and it's based on the short story by Joe Hill, who's Stephen King's son. The Black Phone follows a kidnapped boy who receives calls from the dead from a disconnected phone while he's locked in a soundproof basement.
Oh, God.
And it has Ethan Hawke, who was also in Sinister and The Purge. And it has James Ranson from It Chapter 2, and he was also in Sinister 1 and 2. And they just wrapped filming, so it just went to post-production.
Oh, nice. So they're already done.
March 27th. Yeah, they just finished on shooting March 27th. I'm excited for this film. I like just because I'm a huge fan of Sinister and Scott Derrickson. I like them.
Yeah, no, I didn't mind Sinister. I mean, Sinister is definitely fucking disturbing as hell.
Yeah, it is.
But it's just not. It wasn't anything that like. It's nothing I can really remember all that much.
Mm-hmm.
I do like Ethan Hawke a lot though, and I think that story is pretty interesting. So, I mean, like, I'm just not a big fan of studio horror movies too. This doesn't sound like it's gonna be too studio horror-y because he just got bumped.
It's actually the exact opposite because he's like, well, we have this money now, then we can do a project that we want to do. We're not attached to a studio, so we want to make this.
That's true.
So it's a smaller film. He
also did The Day of the Earth Stood Still.
I saw that. I barely never seen that in theaters. I was like, interesting.
Yeah.
I like the big thing about this podcast is I like talking about things that don't have footage or even like announcement, like big like announcement. If you hear about The Black Phone from us and then you see a trailer later, awesome. That's what our intention is.
Yeah, no, it's The Black Phone. Scott Derrickson's. I thought he was an actor at first.
It sounds like it could be like it's kind of like Scott Eastwood or Scott Speedman.
Scott Speedman. That's who I was thinking of. That's fun.
This is also, I think it's going to be pretty horror. I think this next story, it's gothic-y for sure. It's a new Christian Bale movie. It's just got acquired by Netflix for a lot of money. It's based on a novel called The Pale Blue Eye. And it follows Augustus Lander, a veteran detective who investigates murders in 1830. While investigating a series of murders at a U.S. military academy at West Point, Lander is helped by a detail-oriented young cadet who will later become world-famous author Edgar Allan Poe.
Ooh, bum, bum, bum. Sounds like The Raven with John Cusack.
Yeah, I think this one's going to be way better.
Oh, yeah. That's Christian Bale. Does it have a director attached yet?
Yeah, his name's Scott Cooper. He's worked with Christian Bale before. He did Out of the Furnace, Hostiles, Crazy Heart. It's based on the novel. I think Louis Bayard, who wrote the novel, is going to be doing the script, but they don't have an actual screenwriter for the script yet, but they have the director and the author are already attached. So hopefully that happens. But Cooper and Bale worked together on two other films, Hostiles and Out of the Furnace. So it's their third collaboration. And I'm excited about this because the director has said he's been wanting to make this film for more than 10 years.
Damn.
So it's like, you're not just going to you're just not going to half-ass something that you've been sitting on for 10 years.
Yeah, no. He also did that movie Antlers, huh?
Oh yeah, that hasn't come out yet, but he collaborated with Guillermo del Toro, and
Dude, I totally forgot about that movie.
Oh yeah, I think because that's way different than the other films he's made. He's made like really not down to earth, but like heart heavy, like reality films of characters. And then Antlers is like a horror film, as you can imagine Guillermo del Toro is. So you can see he's kind of breaking off into different types of filmmaking, and this is what he had to say when they talked to him or asked him about this upcoming film, The Pale Blue Eye. He said, "This is my attempt at a large canvas whodunit with a serial killer at its center. And I want to make films that push me into a different, maybe uncomfortable space. But I am glad to have Christian Bale go there with me." That's what the director said. That's why I'm passionate. I love when people are passionate about films like that.
Yeah, definitely.
And I'm excited for this.
Well, the thing that's good. Yeah, the thing that's good about his career too, like, 'cause he's done movies that I haven't been too crazy about. Crazy Heart is pretty good. Out of the Furnace I don't really remember that movie too much.
I remember seeing
Black Mass was okay.
That's
never
unnerving.
Saw Hostiles.
I never saw Hostiles. But Black Mass was unnerving because of Johnny Depp's performance is very unnerving to watch.
Yeah.
The tension is high.
Yeah, no, definitely the tension was there. But you could tell I remember when I was watching Black Mass, it was like, this movie isn't that good, but you could tell that this director is going to go somewhere. He just hasn't perfected his
he's definitely
his craft yet. Yeah, no, he's definitely aching for some awards.
Yeah, this has a release date too.
This sounds like it could be really, really good though, because I like Christian Bale.
The Pale Blue Eye on Netflix on May 6th, 2022.
Oh, they already have a release date?
Yeah, that's so scary. That's my nightmare.
Yeah. It's like, it's one thing to be like, okay, let's shoot for around June. That's when we're thinking that's going to be
But released. Don't announce it yet. I'm excited for this. Christian Bale's awesome. We're going to see something sweet. It's young Edgar Allan Poe. I'm not too familiar with Edgar Allan Poe, but he's very gothic and dark and emo. Wonder what he's like. But he's a cadet, so it's like different. I feel like he's not, I don't know. I didn't know he was a cadet. I wonder if that's true. Let's get into this next story because I know we have a guest waiting for us to do our decom later.
Ooh,
running a little bit late with recording, so sorry for our guest. But we have one more story before we go into our decom revisited. There's not much information about this next film, but it's interesting too because it's Laika Studios, I believe how you say that. They're based in Oregon, and they're most known for bringing Coraline to life. But they also made films such as ParaNorman, The Box Trolls, Kubo, and the Two Strings, and The Missing Link. So they're stop motion. They're basically what Aardman did, and they're the new Aardman.
Oh yeah, way better, in my opinion.
They're just way it was different.
They're a lot more mature. They're a lot more mature. And
sure.
Missing Link is one of my favorites. The thing
I've seen half of it.
So good. The thing that sucks for them is that Coraline was the only movie that made money. I think Box Office Trolls made some money, but there are other movies, man. Missing Link, especially, like pretty much.
They're like huge. They're like really, really good movies, but the budgets of them are incredibly high. Mm-hmm. They had the same budget for the first films, and then they bumped it up with Missing Link, and that kind of put them in a stump. That's why this next film is coming out from Laika Studios. They're coming out their first live action movie from the studio. Do you know who Travis Knight is? He did the Bumblebee movie. He directed it. He's the president and CEO of this company.
I did not know that either.
I guess it was somehow associated with his father and him, and they started it together, and now he's in charge of it, and he's like the son of someone who was in the industry, I believe. And so this is what he said about the company. He said, "For the past 15 years, Laika has been committed to making movies that matter. Across mediums and genres, our studio has fused art, craft, and technology in service of bold, distinctive, and enduring stories." And so with this next live action film is called 17. And it's very interesting because it's based on a book that is not out yet. It comes out next year in 2022. And they already bought the rights to it and are announced that they're adapting this novel. And it's the first novel from this guy 2. And I couldn't find out what this book is about yet, but they trust this guy named John Brownlow, and it's his first novel. I think he's a screenwriter in the industry who's written on scripts, but this is his first like novel. And he said, with 17, Laika is taking the philosophy in an exciting new direction. He added that 17 is a stiff cocktail of wicked wit, exhilarating action, and raw emotion. He's the author crafted a brilliant universe with its own powerful identity. And 17 is a thriller with soul, a sinuous adrenaline-fueled actioneer with a sincere heart beating underneath its rippling pectorals.
Good
I mean,
God,
that sounds like it could be any movie that, like, if you pitch any movie like that, it could be anything. It's like, it's awesome. It's got heart. It's got action. It's a universe you've never seen. It can stand on its own. It's like, all right, cool. Yeah, we'll buy that franchise. What is it?
We haven't made it yet.
It's really interesting how they announced
it. It sounds like I'm not downplaying it quite yet, but it does sound like Missing Link was such a gamble and it didn't deliver that in order for the studio to keep going, they have to do something live action. You know,
it's cheaper, I think.
Way cheaper. Oh yeah, with like their technology. Like I think
that's why Travis
like
and I did million because they're like, well, can you do live action? So he's like, sure, I'll try to do this movie with you guys. And
yeah. And also, we need some money for our company, son. we're not making anything. Make the Bumblebee movie. I'm curious. I love, like, that's the thing that really blows about I don't know, general audience, I guess. I don't know. It's like, because those movies are really, really good, and because they haven't made a bad movie, and they're really, really solid films. And the only reason why they bombed is because, you know, people just, like, the studio didn't have enough confidence in it, and people were just not interested in seeing stuff that isn't Minions and shit like that. So it's kind of sad, but I think that this could be a step in the right direction. I mean, live action isn't a bad idea, and I'm sure they'll do like something like
fusion.
Like something like what Tim Burton was doing with his early live action career, where he still had his animated style, like in Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
I believe the director of The Nightmare Before Christmas joined that company like right after that movie.
Yes, yeah, he directed Coraline. He was
one of the presidents, yeah. And
yep.
One of the big people who made this company. I'm excited for this movie.
He also directed Monkey Bone.
No stories. Monkey Bone. That's with Brad Pitt. Oh my gosh.
No. Brendan Fraser.
Brendan Fraser. My bad.
Yeah, you're thinking Cool World.
Yeah. Put those side to side. Hopefully the posters look similar. If not, I'm gonna just Photoshop one so they looks the same.
I'm sure that both posters actually do look exactly the same.
Yeah, I think those are all of our stories for today. I hope 17 is gonna be a good story and an actual world building thing. I don't know what that could be. 17. I feel like based off that, it's going to be 17 characters with all superpowers or something. I don't know. That's too much, actually. That's a stretch. I don't know what it could be.
It's going to be 17 superheroes, 17 different powers,
17 movies. This is what we're going to do. All right. All right. Let's just introduce this decom. Yeah. And then we're going to
bring in our guest.
We'll invite our guest.
Stuck in the Suburbs.
Suburbs from last week. Yeah, we suggested this week would be from the same year as our last film, 2004. We got Stuck in the Suburbs. A middle schooler named Brittany is bored with her quiet suburban life. She finds excitement when her phone is switched with the phone of a superstar, Jordan Cahill.
Who's he played by?
Darren Killam, SNL's. Jordan, only the top teen pop singer, has come to town to make a music video. So a lot of stuff has to happen with that. That was terrible with that intro. Oh man.
No, dude, this guy, the director of this movie, I just want to say really quick, because he's done a lot of shit.
Please tell me his name though first.
Savage Steve
Holland.
Savage
Steve Holland.
Just imagine naming your kid Savage.
Oh man.
So he did Better Off Dead with John Cusack. He did One Crazy Summer with John Cusack. Then he went on to do just mainly TV. He directed episodes of Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, a TV show.
Yeah, I didn't know there was a TV show, honestly.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I remember that show.
I didn't know that.
Encyclopedia Brown. Even Stevens, Lizzie McGuire.
Yeah. He did some
Zoe
episodes of
101.
Phil of the Future as well.
Yep. Shredder Man Rules. Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide.
Yeah, love it.
Unfabulous.
Unfabulous. Yeah.
And then he went Legally Blondes.
Yeah, that spin-off sequel, TV sequel.
Yeah.
The one
And
about
then he did
the
a
twins.
Fairly Odd movie. He did all the Fairly Odd movies.
The live action
ones
ones.
with Drake Bell.
Yeah.
A lot of Big Time Rush, including the Big Time Rush movie. 100 Things to Do Before High School, which is basically a spinoff of Ned's Declassified.
What?
And
do they have any of the same characters?
No. It's
just like
the
a
reason
same
why it's
concept of high school.
yeah.
Okay.
And the only reason why I knew about that is because I was watching this video on Ned's Declassified, and the person at the end of the video mentioned that show, and it's created by the same people and stuff. But yeah, no, so this guy has been around. This guy has been around for a long time, and Disney Channel knocked on his door and they were like, hey, you want to be stuck in the suburbs?
The writers, though, I like the writers too. There's one of the writers, Dan Berenson. He wrote Eddie's $1 Million Cook-Off and Twitches.
Oh,
Twitches
shit.
2 in the Hannah Montana movie. Like
He Twitches too.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
I like Dan. We like Dan. Made a lot of our childhoods.
Yeah, no, we should talk about the cast really quick too, because we have Danielle Panabaker, who was huge in the early 2000s.
I wrote her 2 credits for Sky High and Friday the 13th. Just 2 different actresses.
Way different movies. And also the great and powerful Brenda Song.
Yes.
Who we all know as London Tipton from Sweet Life of Zack and Cody.
Yeah, I was like,
but those are
she played a very similar role in this movie. I was because they came out there the same year. 2004 was the same year.
I think this one she's very subdued compared to.
Well,
London
we'll get
Tipton.
into how her character plays out. But when you first see her, I'm like, hey, it's London Tipton.
Yeah, she is definitely dressed. It looks like she just literally stumbled off the set of Zack and Cody.
Yeah, they're shooting at the same time.
Just get in here. Come on. Here we go. Also, Taron Killian plays this teen bop sensation who also has a heart of gold, man. He doesn't want to do these pop songs.
He doesn't want to. Yeah, he doesn't want to be exploited and not used for the talent that he is.
I mean, with those wristbands, man, I agree with you. Those wristbands and those highlights in your hair. Oof. All right, yep. That's like all the buildup right there. So let's bring in our guest.
Yeah,
and try to talk about what it's like to be stuck in the suburbs.
Okay, I think she's ready. I'm excited for this next guest. I don't want to give too many spoilers, but it is a returning guest.
Heyo.
I had a hair appointment, and so I started driving, but then you guys were like, oh, but now we're ready. And so I'm just like pulled over some random neighborhood like 10 minutes away.
You're gonna go get your hair done right now? I did not realize. Yeah, we were running late, so we apologize to Blanca. Yeah, welcome back, Blanca.
Welcome back.
Revisited.
Hello.
Did you do your hair thing already?
No, I have to go. And then, but like, yeah.
So but
it's fine. We're all good. We're here.
Okay, but if you need to go,
we're good.
If you need to go, it's okay.
We're making it work.
We'll just try to keep going. But we introduced the movie. I love the idea of having what's it called? A superstar like getting stuck in a small town. It's not really a small town because they shot it in New Orleans.
Just the suburbs. Everything's the same. All these girls, they freak out over like the tiniest little thing, like a star getting his hair cut.
Right. They're like, that's true fandom, dude. Like I was thinking when Harry Styles got his hair cut, people crying. I was thinking, because I mean that was a bad move on Brenda Song's end. Why did she end up wanting him?
Wait.
Haircut?
Did you see the haircut before?
Everyone seemed to love it.
Did you see it though? She had taste.
Love what they did with every single phone call scene, and even like the assistants like getting bumped by the box that shows up, and every time there's a phone, anything with the phone, like the phone calls were awesome. Like the over.
There were some fun transitions here.
I love how serious Taron Killam was with his role of Jordan. Like I honestly respect his acting ability because I thought it was goofy when he was singing and stuff, which I know Blanca mentioned last time she was on that they had the singer who did Zac Efron singing is the same singer who did Taron Killam singing.
Yes. And then he was Stuck in the Suburbs. He was the hotel guy.
Yeah.
Oh my
David
God.
/ Kip, which is really smart on whoever his rep's part is. Because then they were like, okay, well, you want him to sing? Let me finesse
get paid more.
an actual role.
Because that's
There you
that's the only thing he's credited
Residuals,
as
baby.
on it. He's not credited as the singing portion. That's uncredited pay.
Well, it was supposed to be a big secret. The only reason that anything came to light when High School Musical happened is because they ended up sending him on the tour instead of Zach. And everyone was like, who is this man? And why does he sound exactly like Zach?
I feel like this movie was like a loose Drew Seeley story, because I don't understand the ending. Why did the best friend take over the mantle of singing when Jordan is actually singing? Yeah, Jordan's actually singing in the last music video, but he has his best friend being the performer. Okay, so they actually just try to have the best friend take over as
that made no sense.
I was like, was this a one-time thing? Like the music video is like just a fake act? Like I didn't understand what the transfer of this was. Like, is Jordan not going to be famous anymore, and then is his best friend taking over as the singer?
Well, also, what is this relationship that Jordan has with Brittany? Because like she's on like
at the
phone
end,
with
the
them.
last call after they fix the last one was like at the end. Yeah, that doesn't even show what Jordan's saying. It's just from Danielle Panabaker's end. She's like, hey, oh no, we can't go to New York right now. Oh yeah, no, we miss you too. Yeah. And
right, like why do you want this middle schooler to go to New York? Because they are in middle school.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I was like, oh my God.
So
she's 14 years old and he's 22 or something like that. Yeah, no, that's always fun.
Did anyone catch, like, or is it just me, like the vibe between Brittany's sister?
I saw
Jordan.
that too. It seemed like they cut a scene with both of them together. And that would have made more sense if she was the one that was on the phone with Jordan being like, I can't go
to New York. Yeah. Because when he's singing and he's looking down at her and she's looking up all lovingly and like
I definitely noticed that. And that's the one thing I'll give the movie is that, like, honestly, like the family, like the characters, the family are pretty, like, I like all their like little storylines and their shticks, like the older sisters who like can't drive but she still tries to, and she doesn't like it when people talk. Yeah. And the mom wants to save that shitty house that nobody wants, which we never understood if Jordan's singing over there actually worked or not. It probably didn't do a damn thing.
With the time jump, it showed the house was still there. So
did it still show the house?
It just was still there. Yeah, and
and it was all cleaned up and restored.
But also we got to talk about Disney loving little creepy boys, because why in the hell was her little brother always just hanging out in her fucking room? I
mean, I liked the slapstick acting of the kid.
Dude, no, he was pretty funny. He had good timing. He had really good timing.
And when he fell down out of nowhere and all the toys just flying
Dude, that happened so many times.
It's like, it was so slapstick for the little kids. Yeah.
When they're climbing over to go to the other backyard, and it just the leaves, like they did that shot so many times. I loved it.
Fun, yeah.
The bicycle scene, her dropping the ice cream, the whole
chase scene was awesome with the slow running, like the walking in fast motion. They're like, oh hey, I'm being chased by a mob of girls, and they're like, oh yeah, let's come with me. And they just
they speed it up, and then you can just see that he's just running in place.
No, yeah, they're going so slow. It's just like all sped up.
And he's like, do you think that there's a way we can get away from them? And it's just immediate transition of just them just hiding in a tunnel.
Yeah, they got away.
Yeah.
And they didn't follow him into the tunnel. They were like, okay, you guys have.
It's because they have their transition skills. I did write down though, this is the most like, this is quintessential Disney Channel original movie shtick. Like the entire, like every scene of this, like every line, every fiber of its being, I was like, dude, this is so decom. This is the most decom anything.
This might have been one of my favorite ones that I watched, actually, because I was like, I do actually kind of remember this, and I like this one a lot, actually. Like, I like the scene where he gets recognized in the diner when he's looking at his own bobblehead, and he turns around. Just like the comedic timing of the direction was awesome.
Dude, yeah, no, the transition, the camera work in this is actually really fucking solid. I think that they used the Edgar Wright sweeping transition a little too much, but Dude, one of my favorite parts too is they keep calling him a rock star.
Yeah.
But he's not a rock star at all.
Yeah, he's a pop star. So is he just like in prison for 10 years and he just can't do anything for 10 years and he's just gonna be like, I'm just not gonna be famous anymore until my contract's over? Because I want to see a sequel with these two guys.
Jordan
Like
K.
get him, yeah, like a get him to the Greek
Where
type
he's
style.
now old.
Oh man, he's all fucked on drugs.
Eddie and Jordan are just off trying to get him to restart his career and his adventure.
Let's transition from that. Let's go with the main plot of this movie, which is that Brittany switches phones with the manager, right? But these are two very different phones.
Yeah.
Very different
either
phones.
phone, honestly.
I recognize his because his looks more like the BlackBerry.
It looks like a BlackBerry. Yeah.
But dude, no, that's
when
one
they
of the
exchanged
things.
their messages, I was like, "That's futuristic. That doesn't even exist now." But
Yeah,
and at first, I was like,
airdrop.
"Oh yeah,
it
airdrop."
does.
That's basically what it was. And I remember when like, what's it called? The Galaxy phones would be able to charge each other by touching each other. I was like, that's what I was thinking. But I thought that
Oh, is that
yeah,
a
with the
thing?
Galaxies, you can charge each other's phones by putting them on top of each other.
Oh, I'm
But
behind.
I like that. At first, I thought that marketing was a very good idea of sending the song out to the phones. I thought that was a very good idea. I feel like a band should do that and be like, "Hey, our new single is available if you call this number, and you can play it on the phone." I thought that was a good idea. But
YouTube did that
kinda
a couple
sounds
years
like-
ago when they put everything.
no,
on,
not like literally
on
like it's on the phone,
everyone's
but you call a number
Oh.
and you call it and it plays the
Oh, that
song.
would
And
be
it's like you
cute.
listen to it. You voluntarily call the number and it plays the song.
That
Not like
reminds
it's
me
on
of,
your iTunes already, but
you guys
Yeah.
remember the
Good
movie
idea.
Pop Star, Never Stop, Never Stopping with Andy
yes.
Samberg?
yeah.
When
Oh.
he gets that deal with the people whenever you open your fridge, you hear his new song. Everyone's
Oh,
like,
yeah,
this album fucking sucks.
Welcome to the future, bitches.
Connor's song.
Once they switch phones, I kept on saying to myself, why didn't they just have the same phone? Why did they like have these two completely different phones that just didn't make sense to me why or how
Because
they would do.
kids are watching this, they had to
Yeah.
differentiate it.
I know, but still, I got it.
But you would think that when he's picking up, right? They drop their things. You don't pick up this tiny, like
completely
pink
different.
Nokia phone and go like, "Oh, this."
And
is
put it in the
mine." Yeah.
pocket where the phone was before. And plus the entire thing of Jordan just being like, hey, I need you to do this on my phone because I just can't do it because I'm a pop star. But just know that my entire life is on that thing. But I don't need it for like 3 days.
Well, then he didn't even know how to do it. So like your whole life is on it, right? But he's never uploaded it
Yeah,
before.
and the
So
assistant.
how did your life get
and
on
the
it?
assistant is very he
Very
didn't even know how to
stupid.
find my iPhone. I
Yeah.
like how he didn't understand that. He's like, "What? Everyone knew this and I didn't." It's like this guy's getting fired, but nope, he gets promoted to being on a film set.
Which does
He's the
not
pop
He's the new
make
star.
pop star.
does not make any sense.
What did
I
you guys
love
think
how-
about Danielle Panabaker's songwriting process?
Yeah.
I did you guys see the Billie Eilish documentary?
No.
No, not yet.
It reminded me of that because during that documentary, the family is like, "Billie, are you okay? Listen to these lyrics you're writing." And
Aw.
she's like, "You guys understand that this is helping me."
Yeah.
And then that's what I kept thinking when I was watching this movie. The mom's like reading her song, and I'm like, she's just like, this is weird. She's like, "Are you okay?" And she's just like, "Yeah, I'm just writing music, mom."
Dude, I honestly really actually liked her character and Brenda Song's character. I thought that's the thing that drives this movie is their friendship is actually like
Yeah, that
is
reveal
really
of
solid.
Brenda Song's truth of like,
Yeah.
her lying to them.
Pretty
I
solid.
thought that was like awesome.
Even though this movie decides to go Rocky 4 with its montages where just like every fucking like especially like the third act, every other emotional beat you have to go like with
And
these
remind everyone.
montages.
Remind
Dude,
everyone what they went
especially
through.
that part when
Yeah.
she like goes in the house goes to her, Brenda Song's house and her mom's like, "Oh, her dad's gonna be here soon," and it does those weird like these were black and
Yeah,
white
the black and white,
flashbacks with like gunshot noises too.
Because it was it felt like a gunshot. She's like, she lied to me.
She's being betrayed.
Yeah, that's why.
And it's like the only thing that she lied about was that her dad didn't go to Paris, but like her dad still travels. He just goes to Buffalo.
And technically that is New York.
Yeah, okay.
I will say what I liked about this movie is, you kept saying their friendship. And that to me felt so relatable because to me, like watching that when I was younger and even watching it now, I'm like, oh, like I get it. The lying, trying to fit in, but also because the reason that Brenda Song wanted to be friends with Danielle Panabaker or whatever their characters' names were, was because Brenda Song, wherever she was coming from, never fit in there. And so she thought the only way to do that was to stand out. So when she saw someone who was clearly fitting in, she was like, oh, let me become friends with her. And then Danielle Panabaker, for the opposite reasons, she was like, oh my God, she stands out. Like, and
she's a rebel.
The balance of that. Yeah. Well, and the balance of that is so relatable because like teenage girl, like, hello.
I remember there's a time when I was in elementary school where we were doing show and tell sort of thing over the summer. And I was like, I went to Hawaii and I didn't go to Hawaii. I just lied about it because I thought people were cool. And this was in second grade. I remember it very clearly. I was like shaking him because I was lying. And I was like, I want to sound cool. But we didn't go to Hawaii. And I said we did. And everyone, and that's what I was thinking when I was watching this movie.
I think I did that same
I wanted my summer to sound way cool. And then I was like, why did I do that? And that's what this movie reminded me.
Literally same.
Oh, about the relationship between the two. Like it was the only part of the movie that felt real too. Like it felt like it was the only thing that really felt natural, and those two had really good chemistry with each other as well, which I was pretty shocked about. Like Brenda Song's been like doing some other things now where she's like matured as an actor.
Blanca said she's on a show called Dollface. Is she good on that show?
It's so good.
She was also
it's her and it's Kat Dennings and it's Shay Mitchell and it's on
Shay
Hulu.
Mitchell's on that?
Ooh, she was also in
she plays like this
New
influencer.
Girl. Oh yeah, she was in a couple episodes of that.
Yeah, she played Winston's she was in like a few. She played Winston's love interest for a second, but then she ends up cheating on him.
Oh yeah. They were really I like
so that's the reason why he's obsessed with cats. With the cat is because it was her cat.
Oh yeah.
and she's like, so can I get my cat back? And he's like, no, you don't deserve either one of us.
I like the main mom. She's in Psych. Have you guys seen Psych? That's a good show.
Yeah, she's just so.
Who is she in Psych?
She's like the person in charge of the police station.
Dude, her line deliveries are just so wacky to backy. It like her the mom and the dad in this, they remind me so much of the mom and the dad in Drake and Josh. It seemed like they watched Drake and Josh and they were like, just do exactly that.
Yeah, that's funny.
Wait, but they kind of look like them too.
Exactly.
That's a funny connection.
It looks like someone watched Drake and Josh and they're like, let's just do that.
The dad's kind of dopey, but I think a lot of that had to do with his feathery hair. He was like, he was just very, I don't know.
Everyone else around Danielle Panabaker and Brenda Song were just so over the top and ridiculous, but it is a Disney Channel movie.
It's their world.
We're just living in it.
I like this one a lot. What would you guys rate it on your 2 ratings? Because I would rate them pretty high on both, honestly, because I like this one a lot.
Yeah.
I would, for nostalgia, I would go 4 out of 5. And for an actual rating, I'm probably gonna go with 2. Because I mean, like, I had some fun. I know. I'm sorry. I know.
Yeah.
That's
Is this how you felt with last week?
Yeah, right. I just thought
like
overall it was just it was just bland. Like I thought it was bland. And
that's the point. They're in the
summer. They're trying to get out of it.
But no, it's mostly like because I think that the story is so strong. And there's one line of dialogue. It's when Jordan is running away from the girls and Brenda Song and Danielle Panabaker, they have and she's like, just so you know, you have this going on Tuesday. And he's like, oh, just so you know, soccer practice is canceled. And it's like, if the movie was like focusing on like these like societal norms and like how like these worlds are like clashing with each other, I think it would have been a lot of fun. But overall, like they were just like going with, let's just cut his hair.
For nostalgia, I'd have to give it like a 3.8. I don't know why I put that so distinct. 3.8 with nostalgia, and for the actual rating, I'd give it like a 3. I liked it a lot. Maybe.
What is wrong with you people?
That's good. It's out of 5. That's pretty good.
3?
No. He
said 3.8 for nostalgia.
3.8 for nostalgia.
Oh, okay.
I give it a 3 for real, and then 3.8 for nostalgia. That's what it was. That is my official rating. Are you going to give it 5 and 5 again?
I feel like I have to make up for both of you guys giving it such a tragic.
That's
score.
good. That mine's good. His is
2.5.
not good.
Mine
Mine's
isn't
good. Mine
Mine,
is
I did
good.
2.5.
What happened to, and I quote, "Oh, you and I stuck in
I
the
know.
suburbs." Yeah,
I know.
The suburbs.
I know.
My
I
favorite.
know. It was no.
Like,
That's
what
why.
That's why
happened to that?
nostalgia
No,
was higher.
my nostalgia
And
rating
then-
is very high because no,
That's
it
why.
is.
Yeah.
It's very like I remember this movie distinctly. Like there are so many things in this that, especially when Taran Killian, when she does cut his hair, and he's like, "Oh my God, what'd you do?" And she's like, "Raisin," and she like, looks away like that
Bows
part.
down
I
to him. Yeah,
I
that's good.
remember that just so distinctly, but it just didn't age well enough for me. Like it's just such a like watching it now with like fresh
That's how I
eyes.
felt last week.
Yeah, watching it with fresh eyes, it's just kind of like it's just bland.
Well, because it's not for
Yeah,
you.
I know.
Like,
Well, no,
it's-
that's the thing. It was though. Like it's not like Pixel Perfect. Pixel Perfect is like there's so many different elements to that movie that just work in ridiculous ways and in strange ways. As in Stuck in the Suburbs, it's just such a it's like what Blanca, it's like what you said for Pixel Perfect last week when you're like, it's a movie that's just there. it's just you know,
it
it just exists.
Okay, let me ask you this then.
Huh.
What would a 5 be?
Oh man, it's always has to be like characters and story for me. I mean, like,
I don't
honestly,
think it would be a decom. I don't think there's any 5 decom yet.
No. But I just mean in general, where is the threshold?
Like
I wanna
Wally
know.
is a 5 for
like,
me.
what's the code?
yeah,
Wally's
yeah.
a
So like a
5.
1 would be like Norbit, and a 5 would be Wally. A 4 would be
We're talking about kids movies, kind of.
yeah.
Because Norbit's not a
I'm
kids
just
movie.
talking in
Okay.
general. Give me like
Yeah.
I want you to defend your score. I feel personally attacked here.
Well,
No. It's
my rating would be Wally is a 5 for me, and a 1 would be, I don't know what a 1 would be. I haven't seen a 1. Thankfully, I take care of myself.
Watch Maneater with Sarah Shaw.
good things.
We'll
20
send you
bad
our rating
things.
system tonight, Blanca.
Yeah, I would love to see it because I have questions.
Did you wait? You said it was 5 and 5 for you.
Well, I have to make up for both of your. If you guys had given it an appropriate score, I would have said like
Mine's in
5 for
Okay.
nostalgia and like 4 for like fun, good movie, whatever, out of
See,
5.
yeah.
But since you guys dragged
did-
and
I
roasted,
didn't
it
roast
didn't
it. I
roast
like this
it.
movie. I
Filth.
gave it more above average.
Okay.
Well, kind of. It's 3. That's good. That's not bad. If it's in the 2s, that's when we
No,
start.
that's when
For
it's
me.
not going good.
3 is a suggestion and
I don't-
recommendation. Anything above 3 is a recommendation.
Yeah, true.
That's
True.
why I gave it a 3.
I gave it a 2.5. I'm sticking with it. I'm sticking with the 2.5.
okay, you're wrong, respectfully, but I mean,
That's awesome. I'm glad it exists. I am glad this movie exists. I'm glad it
Yeah.
exists.
I don't know. It's a movie.
Cool. Yeah. Thank you for coming in for the
right.
decom revisited. Blanca.
yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Anytime.
No. This is my highlight of my life during these decom originals.
I always remember the promo of Taran Killam turning around the seat and going at his hair.
Yeah, dude. It's so funny, dude. That man's had such a strange career, and he
I
was
love it.
so. I
Yeah.
was feeling like the entire movie that he didn't want to be here. He
I
looked
disagree.
uncomfortable. I don't think
He's just starting. He's on a Disney movie. He's a character. He's a comedian. I think he enjoyed his time there. Isn't he married to another actress who's
Kobe Smulders.
Yes, Kobe
Yep.
Smulders.
How I Met Your Mother? Yeah,
Yep.
nice. They're still together?
Yeah.
Because that's a power couple.
I'm not sure.
I don't know about power.
I think it's
I don't know
power.
what
They're
power he
hilarious.
holds.
They're hilarious.
I'm
I
not
guess-
sure if
Yeah,
they're
I
still
guess power
together.
couple is not true. I guess you could say that.
They're still together.
I guess not power couple,
But I
but an
will
enjoyable
say-
couple.
Embarrassing story time.
I'm with it.
When I was in high school at the height of my SNL obsession, I remember tweeting repeatedly tweeting at Taran Killam and I was like, "Hi, remember when you were stuck in the suburbs?" Because I thought he was gonna reply and be like, "Please take that down." Like, but I wanted to get like a reply, so I was just like, "Remember?" I thought I was
Never
like, the
forget
only
where
one
you
who
came
knew.
from.
Yeah, I literally like something. I was like, never forget. I think that's like one of the tweets. And please don't go digging.
All right. Well, that's
Yeah.
coming to the end of our show.
No arguments
Thanks, Blanca,
there.
for coming in to talk about our decom.
Yeah.
It's a pleasure having you. I hope you enjoy your
Anytime.
hair appointment.
Thank you. It's just
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. I need to do one of
So-
those too, though.
Yeah, no, I need to get it.
Yeah. I'll cut your hair.
Well,
I'll cut
Oh, I'll
both
take
your
a
hair.
road trip. I'll drive across.
yeah.
state.
Drive all the way to California.
Do it.
Yeah.
Do it.
For
For
a
a
haircut.
haircut? Absolutely.
I'm due for a haircut.
I mean, Justin's coming to town, so we'll venture out for a haircut.
Yeah.
For a 1-day haircut and drive back.
A bro trip. All right, sweet
Cool, yeah,
guys.
we're gonna let you go, Blanca.
All right.
Bye,
Bye.
Blanca. Thanks for
Adios.
coming.
See you
See
guys
you
at
at the
some
next
point in
one.
life.
Yes.
Bye.
All right. Thanks for coming again. That was our Decon Revisited. That was our
Yes.
episode. Next week we have a friend of the show.
Mhm.
We have Patrick Dolan coming on the show next week. We had an informal introduction to a new segment we are going to have called Neighborly Discussions, which is a revival of a series Justin and Patrick created back when they in like 2017 probably they started doing it, I think.
Yeah, that makes that
And
checks
we're
out.
gonna try to bring it back because we value Patrick Dolan's opinion. So you will be seeing him next week, where we'll be doing
Yes.
some fun games as well as some new news. Look forward to that.
Yes, love it.
Follow us on everything social media. You know, I found out our Twitter handle is not History of Popcorn, which I thought it was when I made it. It's called History Popcorn. There's no,
Oh no.
History of Popcorn is too long. So
History of popcorn.
yeah, we're just called History Popcorn. So if you want to follow us on Twitter, it's History Popcorn.
Interesting.
But yeah, you can find all of our links on Instagram and anywhere you can find us. History of Popcorn, Spotify, Apple.
Yes.
Subscribe on YouTube, like all that stuff. Thanks for coming again, and we will
Like
see
and
you guys
subscribe.
next.
Remember to ring that bell
Oh,
for
yeah,
the
hit the-
notifications.
Thanks, guys. See you next week with Patrick Dolan.
Boop.
Like maybe I won't help the humans. This is sweet.
Yeah.
I'm comfy here.